Good evening and thank you for joining us here tonight. I'm Regina On. Well, we finally made it. It is Friday night and we're all wondering how is it going to look this weekend? And I know meteorologist Thomas Patrick is out on the Outdoor Weather Center for us tonight. So Thomas, we all want to know how chilly will it be and are we going to see some rain and what will it look like this weekend?
Yeah, and here's the thing, Regina. You see this number right behind me, 54? That's about as warm as it's been most of this week, right?
There you go. All right.
Yeah, it was in the 60s today. We're in the 50s as of right now. And honestly, it's not as cold as it was the last couple nights. It was starting to get to that point where you maybe could see your breath first thing in the morning, but not tonight. A bit more mild, but unfortunately today was probably the warmest day we'll see in quite some time out there. I think our high temperatures will be at about where we're at right now, like mid 50s come tomorrow. In terms of any rain or precipitation, we saw a little bit over North Idaho, mostly scattered but persistent even to this hour. Just a little bit of some light stuff that's near the Spirit Lake area still as of right now, but that is fizzling out for tonight. We are in for a dry day tomorrow and what's actually looking to be overall pretty nice for the afternoon. Maybe not as much sunshine as we would like. Temperatures in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees for the high temperature. Tomorrow's our dry day. Sunday, however, not so much. That's when our next weather system will start to dive into the inland northwest. Yes, we will definitely get rain. Some areas might even get a little bit snow. It's probably still mountain stuff, higher elevation, but I'll show you how low those snow levels will be dropping for this weekend and when is the most likely time frame for this rainfall overall. That's all coming up in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Thomas. Thanks so much. Well, Coeur d'Alene High School students will no longer be attending in-person school 5 days a week, and the superintendent announced today its high schools are returning to a blended model and unveiled a new plan for its K-8 students. Our Morgan Trout talked with parents tonight about that change.
The tone has shifted here at Coeur d'Alene High School. Parents were excited to watch their football players face off against their rival Lake City. But the school district just announced that all Coeur d'Alene high schoolers will be returning from in-person classes to a hybrid schedule. After 2 weeks, Coeur d'Alene schools have called it quits. All 3 of their high schools are moving back to a blended learning schedule starting next week. And let's just say, some parents are not happy.
What's the word? Angry, not angry, but aggravated with the school system.
To me, it's really disheartening, and I think that it's not based on science and facts.
The Panhandle Health District and Kootenai Health have been seeing an increase in COVID-19 cases, and Coeur d'Alene Schools has too. The superintendent's decision is following coronavirus positive test results and exposures among high school students.
It's worse, we're only 2 weeks into this change, and so now it's just a panic.
The school's Board of Trustees voted unanimously to move the district from blended learning, or orange mode, to fully in-person classes, yellow mode, in late September. They made the move, but not before foreshadowing the outcome.
It worries me that if we're making this big change, that we're going to end up squarely in orange in a week or 2 weeks and have to pivot back.
Wake up and look at the big picture instead of focusing on this pandemic that we're going through.
Despite the oldest students moving back to a hybrid schedule, the administration is proposing a new schedule for students in grades K through 8 to ensure they receive more in person. Under this new plan, elementary and middle school kids would be in the classroom 4 days a week, no matter the risk level, orange or yellow. According to the district, the consistency of the new schedule will provide greater stability and continuity while reducing the effects and stress that families feel when schools are asked to switch their schedules. The board will be meeting on Monday to vote on the new proposed plan for elementary and middle school students. Reporting in Coeur d'Alene, Morgan Trout, KREM 2 News. Back to you in studio.
All right, today the Spokane Veterans Home announced one staff member has tested positive for COVID-19. That staff member is now isolated at home. All staff will continue to be required to be tested each week. And the latest positive cases at the Veterans Home was announced just last Saturday. The positive case was in a resident at the time. They were taken to the VA Medical Center's COVID-19 unit. Well, a former University of Utah police officer accused of showing off explicit photos of Lauren McCluskey used as evidence against her killer will not be criminally prosecuted. McCluskey is a Pullman native who was killed by her ex-boyfriend 2 years ago while a student at the University of Utah. Her family told our Amanda Rowley they're disappointed the Salt Lake County District Attorney's Office is not filing charges against the officer who they say betrayed their daughter.
2 years ago, Lauren McCluskey's ex-boyfriend shot and killed her on campus at the University of Utah. The 21-year-old was a track star from Pullman. Before her death, Lauren tried multiple times to report concerns about her ex. One of those reports was to campus police. Lauren said she was being blackmailed with explicit photos and turned those photos over to police.
He betrayed her. She trusted him.
According to a report from the Utah Department of Public Safety, campus officer Miguel Darris showed at least 3 of his male coworkers the photos in a setting not related to work. An employee told DPS Darris commented on the photos, saying he could look at them whenever he wants.
She sent her evidence to him, and instead of trying to arrest the man who was committing crimes against her, he instead just used the evidence for his own enjoyment.
According to DPS, investigators found no evidence of file sharing, but they did find evidence that a few officers inappropriately commented on the photos before, during, or immediately after a shift change briefing. Lauren's mother, Jill, tried convincing the Salt Lake County District Attorney to prosecute Darris, but they announced this week no charges would be filed.
I was really just shocked. It seemed like there's no bottom to the way that so many people let Lauren down.
Jill tweeted these 3 questions for the district attorney, including if he understood the harm of this decision.
Women will be less likely to come forward and report that someone's committing a crime against them if they think that the officer can just share their private evidence without any consequences.
Jill says this will not stop her efforts to increase campus safety through the Lauren McCluskey Foundation, a change already happening on many college campuses.
A big part of that is Lauren's promise, which is that I will listen and believe if someone is threatening you.
Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.